end, and I guess we'll start just right off with our reviews here. Toast, what do you have for us? Toast? He's dead.
I like that series.
Oh,
Toast?
is he back? Is he good? Uh-oh.
What?
Are you good?
Hello?
What?
Is this
Yeah,
on?
you
Toast?
cut out and then you
Okay.
cut back in for like a second. I think you were like
Oh, whoops.
lagging.
That's me, because I have to flip a switch on my thing every time. Hello? You can hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
So, what do you guys know about Congo Bancho? Or or banchos in general?
I actually have not read this series. Gubancho.
Hot take. I prefer Congo Bancho over Nanatsu no Taizai.
Is that? But aren't they? They're, I think, completely different series, right?
Oh, they're made by the same person, so it counts.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
That's my hot take.
Yeah, okay.
What's the most popular hot-blooded bancho series around? What was it? Is it Otokojuku?
Yeah, I hope you Tokujuku, right?
I
It's very hard to beat that. That's like performative for other manga series of the same sort. It's like,
Be a Man Samurai School. Is that what it was localized as?
Charged Men's Private School, I think, is the localization or is a transliteration. I don't know what the name is in
It wasn't one
English.
of the games like localized. That was
Was
weird.
it? Does anybody else know if anything with
I
Otokujiku is localized? But yeah, it says Charged Men's Private School. They
okay.
just use a transliteration.
So what time period is that?
That is
No, I mean like what like that style of Gakuran. What time
um
period is that? Is that the early '80s? Is that what you call it?
I think
Like
so
a
because
style?
it was made during the late 80s.
But I
So
get is that when it was popularized? Because what else? JoJo Part 3 was also in the '80s, correct?
yeah. Yeah,
It,
I think it's contemporary for that time, so it's probably just in late 80s or
anyway, that's beside the entire point. Where's I going with this? So Rokudo no Onna-tachi is what I'm talking about,
okay.
right? Which translates to Rokudo's bad girls.
Yeah, Rokudo's Bad Girls. This is a manga original, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, I thought it was older than it actually is. Like this is a straight up early 2000s, like 90s, 80s style. Like this is
The
a
anime actually tries to copy that of some sorts, like the art style,
that's the
right?
art style. I'll just
Yeah,
say that the beginning art style was a lot worse than what you see
yeah, it's pretty
right
jank.
now.
It's Satellite Studios. Satellite can do better than this. It's just like they, I think, try to keep
How
it
dare you?
like the manga's art style. Is my guess.
But yeah, what I'm saying is this is definitely the old school type of series, but
Yeah, yeah,
apparently it
yeah.
was made in 2016, so it's new. What? And this is a pretty long. This is a
Okay.
pretty long series. I believe it ended 2 years ago or
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah, so 26 volumes. This is. I've been following this for a while. I didn't know it was this recent, but yeah. So the story goes, it's this dude named Rokudo who's who's the classic wimp at a delinquent school. He's got two friends, but they're also wimps. And then one day, his grandfather, his deceased grandfather, gives him a magic scroll, and it's it, I guess, can you call it a curse? I would call it a curse because it puts a pentagram on his forehead. Pentagrams are no good. And so the whole thing is that this pentagram is because he's descended from a family of like omyoji who used to
Okay.
exorcise demons, but there are no demons in the modern day. So what this pentagram does is it basically turns bad girls, in quotes, to fall in love with him and whatnot. So, like you can tell right from the start, this is a very classic anime. I say
Yeah.
very classic in the harem genre start. This is
Yeah.
old
It
school.
kind of reminds me of that is called Lucia. What is it? The one with the devil or whatever, right?
Which one?
Um,
There's a lot that are similar to this. Uh,
Princess Lucia. It kind of reminds me of
Prince-
that.
really?
Kind of. It's kind of like everybody kind of just gathers
Oh,
together
hold on a minute.
because
Is
of
that
like that.
freaking Seo Koji? How
Yes,
dare you?
sir.
I was gonna say like, oh, I thought you were gonna say To Love Ru, where it's a rom
No, no,
com
no.
thing where there's one dude and he's being constantly chased by a bunch of women, and I'm like, okay, man, I would even accept a Love Hina, but Princess Lucia, how dare you?
I
Dare
apologize.
you? But yeah, so
Go on.
that's basically how the story goes. There's a lot of delinquents at this school. They all fall in love with him, and what Rokudo does is to apparently, to make them stop like going after him, he has to turn them into good girls.
What does that mean?
And that's where what does that mean, Spire? What do you think he does?
Oh, so that's like dependent on the girl, like the different like arcs or what?
Sure. So Spire, looking at this art, how do you think he solves the problem?
I think he throws salt at them.
he he has to like make them go to class and stuff. Is that how they did?
I think he has to kiss them.
He has sex with them.
Yes, to
You're
try
all
to.
you're all close.
He has
What he
to
act
Wait,
have
which
sex with
one
them, and
was
then
close
he
for me
goes.
though? The kiss or the
all of
salt?
you, all of
Because
you.
All of them,
depending,
yeah.
So what he actually does is he fights them. Hell yeah! By what this looks
Okay.
like. This
oh,
is a
okay.
battle
I guess that
manga.
does make
But
sense.
he's not the one fighting because he's a wimp. So apparently, if I remember correctly, because I've read this a long time ago, depending on how bad the girl is, it's like the more bad the girl is, the more they're in love with him. So you have
Okay.
to do varying degree. So varying degrees of. Well, what am I saying? It's the inverse where the more bad they are, the more they like him. So he has to by
So he gets them to fight each other, or like what's happening?
where am I? No, it's the fighting comes later. He's trying to rehabilitate them to turn them into good girls. So
Yes.
like
Yes.
his magic omyoji powers don't affect him, and they can live a normal high school life. Because that's what he wants to do. He's like, oh, I'm weak and being bullied. I just want to live a normal high school life with friends. But my magic omyoji powers that attract evil women that go after me, like prevent
Gosh,
that.
I just got all these hot chicks coming after me, man. What is a fella to do?
Oh no, oh no, all these gyarus are after me. What do I do? But yeah. So yeah, the fighting comes later, but that's mostly because he himself is not the fighter. The real fighter is Rana Himawari, who's the main female protagonist. She's the baddest girl at high school. Like
Okay.
you know how male dudes are banchos. She's a
Yes.
s- she's a sukeban, which is like the female bancho.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
She's
Yes.
wielding a boken, so
It's like if some people don't know, like in Japan, like there's like kind of like a
delinquent
weird
girl.
meme kind of stereotype of the delinquent girl, and they'll have that like they'll have the wraparound bra and then the fucking steel bad and stuff like that. It's like that
And
sort
the
of is.
long skirt.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, so it's like she's the first one to fall under like the spell because she's the baddest girl. So she's the one most in love with him.
Okay.
So she turns pretty tsundere when he's around. Like, oh hey, Rokudo-kun, how are you? Then she's like an evil bitch to everyone else. So
Uh-huh.
classic tsundere stuff. But yeah, there's I'm only 2 episodes in, but a spoiler later on when some more bad girls come around. This is when it turns into a battle manga. because this series would be kind of boring if it was a traditional rom-com like harem comedy. No, you gotta put in fight scenes and
Mhm.
battle manga, or else this wouldn't be good. But yeah, um, what else? That's the basic premise of the story. Just Rokudo trying to rehabilitate these girls so they can get off his dick and whatnot. It's cool. What else? There's surprisingly a lot of interesting voice actors in this series. Um, Rokudo himself is voiced by Sato Gen. I don't know if you guys know who that is. I don't, but he's pretty
He's
popular.
been
Wait, what?
he did a couple of main character roles. He's been doing a decent number of main character roles recently, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. He sounds familiar, but I don't know. I don't remember. Did he win an award? Fire, huh? Did he? Was
I
he an award
don't
winner?
think so.
Then
I don't think
I
he won an
don't
award, but
care.
he's done like quite a decent number of.
The main focal point I'm gonna put on it is Rana's voiced by Uisaka Sumire. I don't know if you guys have heard of her,
Yeah, not very famous.
but like the
This-
moment you hear her voice, it's like, wait a minute, I know who this is. It's pretty good.
If you don't recognize it, it's like although like in recently she's tried to branch out into some roles where she's done like a lot of the more middle of the road voice,
Are you
vocal
saying?
tones and impressions.
Are you
But
saying
like
last
if you
season she was middle of the road? How dare you? Near, beat him up.
but
What?
Wasn't
for the
wasn't Lum or Urisa Yatsura last season?
Um, and it went into last season. I don't
And
think
near
it
beat him
started
up.
last.
If you remember, Lum herself is voiced by Uisaka Sumire. So how dare you, Fire? How dare you say she's middling?
Also, just so you
I'm not
know,
sure.
Sato again has kind of been popping off.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's
Yeah,
been doing
I
quite
Yeah,
have
a
never
yeah.
number
heard
of
of
He's
him.
been
main
doing a
character roles.
lot of mains. He's Chrome
Yeah.
in Doctor Stone, and then more recently, obviously, he was the main in that. He is also the main of the Insomnia, like after school, Kimi wa Hokugo Insomnia, which is this season. The main in Jakukata Tomozaki-kun.
Oh, he's the
Um,
bald guy in comedy. Nice.
yeah,
No, no
he's
one
in a
watched
lot.
that except
He
me.
was a main in High Card, which was like last season. So he's yeah, he's doing a
High card
lot of
was weird,
mains.
but yeah. And then
Um,
one of the main character's friends, they call him Colonel because he's on was the military taku, is
mhm.
Namikawa Daisuke. I believe if you don't know who that is, all I know is that he's a Anasui from Stone Ocean. I don't. I got nothing besides that. And what else? The bigger one I have to point out is the other friend of the main character, who's like this, who they call Chief, is Ishida Akira. Now that's a veteran name I know of. Do you guys know who he is?
Sir.
Correct. He's he's Aster Phoenix from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I guess Atherin Zala, but who watches Gundam, right? Who watched Seed? Surely no Fujoshis know who Atherin Zala is. But yeah, so there's a lot of interesting like veterans in this. Which is I guess makes sense because this series has an old timey feel. And look, the cast list. There's a Ueda Reina. I don't know who that is. I think she's kind of
Oh yeah, that
a
reminds me.
veteran too.
I was watching. I mean, she's definitely so she's been doing it for at least like more than 5 years. I think it's less than 10 years now. But in this industry, like she's not like considered super veteran, but she's definitely considered experienced. The issue is like she's often next to people that have been in the anime industry for 20 freaking years and stuff like that. So it's just like, oh,
How
okay. Like
dare how dare you
even
how dare you disrespect Reina Ueda as Goblin Slayer's sister?
yeah. Widow Reina is like literally my top 3 female voice actresses right now, but that is beside the point. Um, what's funny is that she'll be next to say like Namikawa Daisuke, right? And Namikawa Daisuke, people are like, oh, he's young, he's relatively young, for somebody in the industry. He doesn't have as much experience. He is like 5 years Yukikaji senior in terms of work experience. he was a child actor apparently. I was just like, what? Okay. It's the same with Ogura Yui. But anyways, what's really funny is I was looking at the voice actor list cast for Rokudo, right? Winona Reina is voicing a whole freaking family. Have you seen this?
Yeah,
What's going
I was
on
gonna
right
point
now?
that out. I'm like, okay, man, good
It's
for
like some
you.
Banyanya shit. Have you guys seen it? She's like voicing
No.
3 different characters. I'm like, what? Okay.
She voices Rhino, Kazuno, and Amano, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I
It's
didn't
kind of
expect
like
that.
Baka to Test, where the uh who was it that was voicing the twins, right? The Hideyoshi twins or Kinoshita twins, Kinoshita Hideyoshi, Kinoshita Yuko. It was Kato Emily, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like that, I guess. Yeah. By the way, Toast, is this more? I guess there is like a general development, but is this generally set into like mini arcs, or is like each girl like 1 or 2 episodes, or how
That's
is this paced?
that's where the battle thing comes in. You know, you gotta if it's a battle manga, gotta have like the 4 Heavenly Kings, right? So this delinquent super strong. She's gonna be the main uh, villain for a while, but then she turns into a good guy because that's the whole point of this series. So
What's that? Do you know the name of that one battle manga? Which is like where all the girls are like reincarnated versions, or like they have like the
Tosen,
spirits. What?
Ikitosen,
Ikitosen, yes. Is it like that? Or like what is
like
it?
where they
Like
have evil spirits. No, I
not evil
wish.
spirits, but like the general like battle kind of thing. Is it
I
kind
mean
it's kind of like
that would be another battle manga. I would, well, yeah, because most of the all the antagonists are girls, so
okay.
it's just Rana versus all these, and it's
Oh,
like,
so it's
yeah,
mainly just like Rana versus like all the other girls, like in turn.
sure, because she's the strongest Geban, so she's got to fight, the transfer students that come in and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, this is very traditional, whatnot, and
Mhm.
I guess that's why I like it. It harkens back to the old school shonen days where it was just here's a battle manga and whatnot.
How
Uh,
how long does each sort of battle last? 1 or 2 episodes, or is
we're 2 episodes in. I can't tell you that, and I will tell you that this is 26 volumes. This is fairly long, like 260 chapters. So there's gonna be a
Hmm.
lot of battles. Whatnot.
it's gonna get a potential second season or no?
I wish, but I don't think it will.
Hmm.
But yeah, Studios Satellite, most famous for Moretsu Pirates, I guess. Whatever. Is that their famous one? Surely no one's heard of Fairy Tale
Yeah.
or Log
Yeah,
Horizon
literally
or whatever.
unknown series. Yes.
But
But yeah,
yeah,
Satellite has been famous for a lot of stuff. Again, I think in this one they were trying to keep a little bit more faithful to the audiovisual for the manga original.
this art
It'll be interesting
style's
to see how they put it out.
pretty unique. And pretty unique, I'm saying that some people might call it ugly, and I'll be like, how dare you? You
It's
might be
an
right, but
homage. How are the 3D? How's like the 3D blending or like
3D?
3D stuff?
What? There's
Is
3D in this?
it is there any 3D and stuff?
No?
Because apparently Satellite
Is
says they
there?
worked on 3D graphics, but that might be just the
I
background.
I don't see any. That might be true, but I didn't see any major like CG in any of the characters. It's pretty 2D looking.
Okay.
But yeah, what else can I say? I like the series. Reminds me of Beelzebub. Reminds me of Otako Juku. Reminds me of
That's
I
pretty
don't
good.
know, Battle High School, Medaka Box. Sure, let's throw that in.
How much or have if you've read the manga, how much balance is there between him doing more, rom-com harem stuff versus the battle manga portion?
It depends on the arc. It's like
Okay.
really. I remember there was a Chinese girl. That was pretty cool. Like I remember
there
he
always
does.
has to be like a
Right?
token
Yeah,
like
there
Chinese
has to.
transvestite.
Yeah, there
Well, I
has to
mean,
be
to be
one that's coming in doing like
The
the
accents and stuff
forbidden
like that.
Chinese martial arts.
Yeah.
well, I mean, to be
There's like a
fair, there was
phoenix in the
that one
background.
arc in the manga where he was like there he had to find some magic beads to because some magic omyoji beads to strengthen his exorcism powers or something because you know there's parts where the main Rana got way too powerful or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't want to spoil too much, and that's where he finds the Chinese girl and she teaches him kung fu, and I was like, that's cool.
Oh shit. That's good. I like how the series keeps it pretty, straightforward. Some would call it cheesy, but I like that and just like knows where it's
It
landing.
knows what it is, and it's like
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty good.
it stays true to itself, and that's what makes it good. 26
Okay.
volumes is a lot. But yeah, what else? Audio
When was
visuals.
it? When was it initially serialized? The manga, I mean.
It's in a Weekly Shonen Champion.
Oh wait, you said 2016, right? You
Yeah,
you said 2016, and it finished, right? I think you
yeah.
said.
Finished in 2021, I believe, 2 years
Okay,
ago.
okay. That is a lot. Five
This
volume, or sorry, 26 volumes in 5 years is still a lot.
yeah,
Like,
this is a fairly standard shonen. What else? I gotta say the art though, the art might turn some people off because it doesn't look like your typical
yeah, again, like
anime
an
nowadays.
older
But
style.
and I can't say that it's because it's an old manga. It's not. 2016
Mhm.
is not old.
Yeah,
It's the artist style. It definitely
yeah.
gets better over time. You're seeing the final polished version, so you get what you get.
I, yeah, and I think again, it's like if it's like an actual style, it's kind of whatever. It's similar to something like Iruma-kun, for instance, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say like yeah, this is definitely something in line with Aaron.
yeah.
But yeah, what can I say? I like the series. It's true to
Mhm.
itself and pretty standard shonen. I got no complaints. The art style is something you can get used to. You like the character. I like the characters. It's a fairly good battle manga if I remember correctly. Lots of interesting characters and designs. Uh, Pretty good veteran cast of voice actors for this. And I, I mean, if I have to say, if you don't like how it looks in the anime, or if you don't like watching the anime, just read the manga. It's done.
Yeah,
Did pretty well. So
sure.
not yeah. I mean, pretty cool. It's the reason why when I saw this was on the preview, I was like, wait a minute, really? This whole thing? I gotta check it out. I
Honestly,
have a
like it's actually pretty interesting because again, they had Shin Ikitosen a couple of seasons ago as well, right? So it's like there's a lot of these older, not older, I guess in this case, but a lot of that sort of things being pulled out recently by studios. So it is an interesting turn.
but yeah, I got no real complaints. Check it out if you want. For a breath of fresh air that's not too, you can turn your brain off and have some good old fashioned early 2000s fun with this. Don't think too hard. Because I don't like my cerebral anime. I just want to watch it
Your
have.
adult anime.
Who wants to watch? What was the one with the 12 zodiacs? That was boring. Kekai Sensen? No.
Yeah.
Juni
Juni
No,
Taisen.
Taisen.
the Juni Taisen.
I don't think
Kekai
even
Sensen
Juni
is
Taisen was very
yeah.
like spoiler alert for those of you who are like, wow, I gotta watch all of
Some
Battle Royale
motherfuckers
stuff.
out there were like, Juni Tyson is the most adult big brain series ever invented.
Motherfucking, I gotta spoil Judy Tyson right here.
Bro,
Just
he's a
'cause-
necromantist. Okay.
Yeah, bro, it's actually the buddy who killed everybody. Okay.
Yeah, what's that thing this season? The freaking
What-
Necromancer Death game.
Oh, Dead Mount Death Play? You mean the year's
Yeah.
favorite series? You mean year's
God,
favorite
that's so
series?
pretentious.
The worst part is, like, that series, because it's made by the Bakada / Jurada author, you know some people are going to be like, no, it has to be deep, okay? Because it's by the Bakada author. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. Sorry. Just, uh, anyways,
But yeah, it's good. What was it?
what,
What were we gonna say?
what score would you give it?
I'll give it a solid 8.
Dang.
Why not? This good old fashioned shonen fun. Doesn't have to be too pretentious. It falls in line with all that. I like
Yeah,
I like Rana's voice actor. Pretty cool.
hmm
And the art might turn you off, but just give it a chance. Just give it a chance.
All right. Pretty good. Pretty good.